Hi guys, how's it going? Okay, so we're going to go through all the horoscopes for April. We're going to talk about the energy updates. We're going to talk about the astrology going on and pretty much everything that you need to know so you can step into this powerful new energy coming in. This is powerful new energy coming in. This is the new paradigm. This is the new era. This is the new earth that we have been waiting for. And this is our opportunity to step into a powerful new embodiment, a powerful new identity that is from love, from the core of who we truly are. You see how I have the violet flame right here? This is what's happening. We're burning away the old era. We're really feeling that fire and the passion within us with what we truly want. And it's time to get clear with that. It's time to get clear with our vision so we can embody that vision now. So this is a rebirth of an identity from love, and we're letting all the false selves die. In the Matrix, all the Agent Smiths, when they merge into one, because that Agent Smith was like, I'm the most powerful, and he called them all to merge with him. That's kind of what's happening. We're letting all the false selves die so we can be that one powerful version of us. Not that we're Agent Smith, we are Neo, but we are stepping into this powerful new way of being embodied. And how do we do it? Because there is a lot of light that is going to be coming in, and the body knows before the mind knows. Our body is connected and like trying to get us to move and be in a whole new way that we have never really been before. And it's confusing to the mind. And I wish I knew this when I was awakening. And if you are going through an extreme awakening during this time, which a lot of people will be, it is time to get out of the mind, and it is time to get into the heart and into the body, because what's happening is that your body wants to alchemize, your body wants to move. And instead of like going through a dark night of the soul and getting stuck in the mind in the limiting programs, because that's what happens. If you try to process what's going on, you can stay in the mind in the limiting programs, in the beliefs, in the trauma, in the fears, and you can try to rationalize. But what's the best way to do it is actually to just move, is to be clear on that embodiment, on that powerful version of yourself that you want to start being, and start moving. You actually integrate through embodiment. Your emotions move faster. You can alchemize your emotions a lot faster, versus being stuck in the dark night of the soul for too long. And when the emotions come up, they can be released and they can be transformed. And that's where we find more of our power. Emotional alchemy is our magic. The ancients used to call it turning lead into gold. Emotions are consciousness. Emotions are energy. They aren't just emotions. This is when we transmute our emotions, we are literally transmuting energy. We are letting go of the low energy and the low emotions that are keeping us stuck, that are magnetizing the bad, or not, the not bad, because it's not bad, but the, situations and people and things that we have outgrown that aren't of our truest self, that aren't of our highest self. And when we alchemize those emotions, we turn like the grief into more compassion and love. We turn fear into more clarity. We turn survival into creativity. We turn anger into decisive action. And we get to resonate more so with our true self, with our higher self. And then we get more of what we want. Then we get to pull in and magnetize more of what we want. And then our perception also changes too, because we get to recognize that we had the power all along. So becoming a master at emotional alchemy, you're literally turning lead into gold. You are making magic happen in your life. You are turning into a sovereign, being. More so. So that's going to be really, really powerful. If you know who you want to be and who you want to step into, what emotions are holding you back, and the more you just start moving by who you want to start being, the more you're going to alchemize those emotions into more of this being versus staying stuck in the old self that's trying to keep you stuck. And when you step into a powerful new way of embodiment and you're moving from the body, you're allowing yourself to move from excitement, that passion, that, ecstasy, then you're letting yourself move onto your highest timeline, because our body is the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind, if you didn't know, it is like a quantum computer. It contains 11 million bits of energy and information that's always going on at all times. Whereas the conscious mind, it's only like 5% of reality creation. It only processes like 40 bits of energy. It's like it's reading like one line at a time, where our subconscious is actually, connected to the field and all things and everyone and our intuition and our psychic abilities. So when we allow ourselves to kind of move from the body, we allow ourselves to reprogram our mind, because there's going to be so many ways that we can just get rid of all the old programs and limiting beliefs that we don't even know we have, when we just allow ourselves to start moving from the body, where we do really know. And it's all about really trusting the body. What's really powerful for this too is muscle testing. I've been getting really into kinesiology, and you can look it up on YouTube. There's a bunch of different tests that you can do. There's like the finger test. You do yes, no. I like the sway test more so, because you get to ask you get your whole body involved. But they both work. But I like the ones that you can do yourself. And the sway test is really powerful. So basically, you just stand and, to test it out, you can ask yourself a question like, do I live in this state? Do I live in that state? And you'll get a yes, you'll sway forward. You'll get a no, you'll sway backwards. And that's a good way to start working with your body and with your subconscious, which already knows what is best for you. Your subconscious is also your higher self and your soul. So you can move in a way that is just in alignment with your higher self and that bigger soul path, because your higher self is kind of like looking down at you, trying to give you the advice with where to go. There's a divine intelligence running through us, and it's in the body first. It's contained in the body, and it's trying to rewire the mind. So when we allow ourselves to move from the body, we're going to, get rid of the trauma responses, the mind, the ego. And it's good to have the mind, but right now we're balancing out, the mind with the heart and the bigger like intelligence that is coming online right now. So it's good to get the mind out of the way, because then you can kind of be stuck and resist the transformation, because the ego and the mind will always try to hang on to control and hang on to the old ways of doing things. And yeah, it's time for the new way. It's time to figure out the new way, and the body knows the new way. So, and this is just powerful with awakening in general, because we're trying to get the mind and the body in sync. And before awakening, the mind and the body are on completely different pages. So this helps you get them in sync and as one, functioning system. So you can see the world in a whole different way. So you can feel the world in a whole different way. And so you're actually tuned in to the world in a whole different way. Our body knows how to integrate the new energy too. And if you don't know any just symptoms with like trauma releases, it's kind of crazy. I just started getting into that a little bit more and finding more about that, like releasing like trauma from the shoulders and stuff that can be trouble with like fight or flight. The sacral chakra purging, it has a lot to do with like the face muscles and everything. Like my cat was like laying on my jaw and purring. I woke up to her like on my face the other night, and it's because like my jaw was like really tense. But yeah, that's like sacral chakra purging. If your ears are ringing, that's usually your right side is clearing out your father's lineage. But little things like that, you know, our body is just trying to integrate and trying to lighten us up. And it's all about letting us move the energy so your body can be lightened up. Your body knows what to do. And if you're going through an extreme awakening, you're not dying. It's just the energy is trying to move through your body in a whole new way. We're coming into divine union where we're combining the mind and the heart, so we can see the world in a way that we were always meant to. And yeah, the more that we detach from the ego in the way that we think this unraveling needs to happen, the better off we're going to be. Don't pay attention to the shit show going on out in the world. That's going to be a main thing going on this month. There's going to be a shit show out in the world. There's going to be the wars. There's going to be whatever drama that they can throw at us to keep us like fully sucked into the old paradigm, in the old world. But the old world is dying. The old world is burning away. Let it burn. Let the illusions crumble. Let us see the world with how it actually could be in a way that actually serves all of us versus, just how it has been. The more people that wake up and see and, harness their creative energy and their power to create the world in the way that would serve us all, the more we can actually create that. If we're just paying attention to the fucking doom and gloom in the war going on, like we're just giving our power away. We're feeding the anger. We're getting angry. We're going to feel hopeless. We're going to be confused. We're not going to see it for what it truly is even right now. We need to really harness our energy for ourselves right now. We need to get that clarity for our own lives, because the world is changing too. It is going to be very powerful to find, your soul tribe, your community, people that you want to, build with and, collaborate with versus you don't want to be moving into the AI cities. You don't want to be, have so much reliance on certain structures that are here right now. This is the time that those old structures are going away so we can be more so self-reliant. Don't stay stuck in the fear, because when you are stuck in the fear, you can't even see clearly. So the more that you can just get into this powerful new way of being embodied, the more that you can let your heart open, because there's going to be major heart, awakenings and heart openings during this time too. Deep connections coming in. And I actually had this kind of realization about the new template of relationships. And yeah, it's kind of like the same thing with the Agent Smiths, if you want a strong connection, I think just a relationship in this new era, because we are moving into the new template of relationships, you have to let the old selves die, because especially with those strong connections where there's just that intense soul pull, where you recognize each other's souls, you see it, you feel it. But the only way for that to happen is to get to the core of love, to the core of the soul of who you truly are. So that's why they're so triggering. You're going to trigger and trigger and trigger and kill every single false self or wound or limitation that isn't real or program that's not real. So you can really get to the true core of who each other is. But yeah, that's also how you get to have this heart opening and how you get to kind of resolve things and how you can kind of find more unity too. This is going to be a time where when we go through our heart openings, we're going to just find that resolution. The more that we can see both sides of things, the more we get into this unity consciousness. And this is what we're moving into, is us being able to have unity consciousness so we don't get used by the old structures to get stuck on either side of things. So we're just not constantly battling each other. If you're lost, if you're confused, it is time to just follow that thing that makes you feel alive. It's time to be okay with the unknown. It's time to say God's plan, not my plan. Just be in the present moment. Know, it's handled. Just follow your passion and where your heart is calling you, because passion is always the compass that is going to take you in that highest direction possible. Following your intuition and being embodied. And if you would like help with that, my course actually does help you get embodied. So you start moving from that highest version of yourself. So you are working with your intuition and you're just doing it and you're getting in alignment with your higher self. And, you just get to develop this like deep connection with your inner world and with your higher self. So you're just not lost in the mind or, all the ways that we can get lost. Because there is a version of you that knows what is destined to happen. And it's all about trusting that, getting in tune with that version of you. It is all about stepping into that highest level of embodiment, that you are connecting with your higher self and you're stepping into that, that version of you now. So you can start moving in alignment. So you can start making choices that is from your higher self, from your intuition, from that powerful knowing that you have. So you can get into divine union a lot easier. So you can start moving from your higher self and making choices out of ecstasy and excitement. So you can start waking up every day feeling alive. And that is the whole goal. So we can integrate more of ourselves and just start feeling more alive every day and just more in tune and more trusting of ourselves and who we truly are and what we came here to do during this crazy time that we came here to do. We have a knowing of this time. So, and it's all going to be good. But it's all about getting in tune with that knowing. Because it's time to hop onto the river of blessings so we can just start trusting our heart and our passion and where we're being called. If you feel like you need extra guidance, if you feel like you're getting bombarded by like thoughts or confusion or lostness, my favorite thing to do right now is use the throat chakra for protection. So what you say is you call in your angels, because that, usually for spiritual protection, you can visualize like the violet flame to like burn things away. Uh-oh, what happened? Let's get the violet flame back going. Good. Okay, so some of you guys might need it. So what I like to do is like visualize, the violet flame, but that's like working with 5D energy. We want to work with 3D energy too. And how we do that is we use our throat chakra. So we call in our angels. You say, I call in my angels, my spirit guides, surround me with a violet flame, 6 feet around me, wind, or just only send positive thoughts my way. Only thoughts of money, abundance, blessings, guidance to go in the highest direction possible. You have these powers, it's just time to start using them and calling in your spirit guides, voicing it out. But be the violet flame too. Oh, here. So stellar gateway activation, infinite potential, manifestation vortex. This is a manifestation vortex. And it really truly just happens with you being able to step into the power of yourself and your sovereign creative energy and taking advantage of this powerful, exciting new energy. So let's get into all the signs. And you know what I did with my quantum course? I manifested my laptop to back working again. So it's very, very powerful. And I've also fixed the washing machine with the tools that are in there with quantum affirming. Very, very powerful techniques. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's check into Aries. And if you didn't know, I do use the True Sky here, and I do use Tropical just to take a glance at it. Because the True Sky is how we align with our higher selves and our soul and it's how we create the new with the energies that are actually here, right now. But I do like to look at the tropical chart because it is like how we can adjust things in the physical, how we can change things in the physical, how we can let certain things go. But yeah, it's stuff that's already in the physical. So I think with manifestation, it is powerful to look at the true sky, so we can kind of make the new, create the new. Okay. So for Aries, it is time to look at a powerful new way of being embodied. And you could be visualizing, you could be clearing out so many different timelines with your past selves and past versions of yourself. Mirror work would actually be so powerful right now. Actually, like you could definitely see your different selves doing mirror work right now. And I don't know if you've ever looked into mirror work, but it's very powerful. You know the version of you that you want to be right now, and there has been a version of you in the past that has like really had that trait or that skill like emphasized. So it's all about like connecting with the mirror, embodying that version of you, and you get to embody it. You get to really, it comes online. So mirror work, very powerful right now, because you definitely want to embrace this whole new version of you, a more powerful version of you, a courageous version of you. With Saturn in the first house, you want to really be so crystal clear on your vision, and you want to embody it. And so no excuses. It's time to get really serious and kind of refined on your goals for the long term. And yeah, sometimes that does mean, cutting out certain relationships, stopping old ways of being, old, ways of believing with beliefs about yourself with who you used to be. Embodiment is the best way to cut through, all of that, like old identity constructs, old constructs in general that are societal that aren't serving you anymore. And the more that you just kind of visualize and really know who you want to be moving forward and just like stepping into that version of you, the more that you will be able to alchemize and release the versions that are not you. So yeah, pay attention to your dreams. You could be getting really powerful insights about what's like really important to you. And you know what message just keeps on coming up right now? Is sometimes we don't like, actually, this is the whole spiritual journey. This is the whole life journey, actually. We don't always like, when we're manifesting, we don't always get what we want. We get like who we subconsciously are. So there is a lot of lessons that we go through because we have to purge like what we actually aren't, so we can remember that truer version of us. And yeah, reality is just a mirror at the end of the day. And the more that we just run into things and we get that like that deep spiritual growth and development, so we know what we actually wanted. I mean, there's so many times where you can be like, thank God that didn't work out, So you get those life lessons to kind of get nudged on a certain trajectory. And then but yeah, it is all about trusting the process and knowing who you want to be in the present moment. So you can go after, your 10 of Pentacles, which came out, which is that long-term stability and success and abundance. And yeah, so this is going to be a time where you're releasing old attachments. And old attachments can be certain relationships. We will forever be evolving in relationships. And so the more that you can just embody that version of you that is just purely like self-love, and you love all parts of yourself, the more that you're going to find a relationship that is just so like loving back to you. You can only have a relationship as much as you love yourself. You're going to attract the same person that will love you that exact same amount. So the more that you can love yourself and the more that you can love all parts of yourself, even the not so good parts of yourself, that's how you really integrate. And the more that you can like alchemize any of these attachment wounds, the more you can release the masks and the false versions of you. So you can get to that whole version of you, the, main agent Smith. Because yeah, central sun, you're finding out how to radiate in a whole new way that is brighter than ever, ever, ever before. Look at how bright that freaking, it's not even showing the card. And it's all about letting the transformation happen because this is the scarab beetle. Yeah, you're letting Christ consciousness really transform you. And Christ consciousness isn't religious. It is the Christos energy that is from the sun, just that is bringing more of our soul whole embodiment online and yeah, embodied. And yeah, I think there's something that you're really going to be able to find and get more in alignment with your sacred purpose. And once you know that, then you can really find out more of who you are. But there is an internal flame coming on within you right now that's guiding you exactly where you need to go. So follow your passion, follow your excitement. And if you've had money blocks, if you've had blocks in general with ancestry stuff, I think those blocks are being released. So it's time to trust that the abundance, that the ancestral abundance that was always meant to be in your family and the love, money, abundance, whatever the blocks are, that's being released. And it's time to let them be released and step into this higher version of you. Let me get more tarot cards though, because I want to pull more tarot cards. Say yes. Communication coming your way. You might be following some curiosity, commitment coming your way with the Hierophant. And let me get that card that just fell. Okay. So reciprocity coming in where there wasn't any before, since this card fell down below. And this could be with a certain relationship. This could be with a certain commitment or job that you were, previously doing. But yeah, you're really getting like there's going to be equal give and take, whether this is a job or a relationship. But yeah, it's time to be clear on your vision. You kind of see the wide perspective of something. You are very like clear and passionate about what you're going after now. And it's time to trust that vision. The Queen of Swords, she's been through some shit. Out of all the queens, she's like a little bit more of the brutal one because she's like been through like all the swords. So she like has that wide perspective. She's on the mountaintop now. She has that clear vision and she knows now. So it's time to trust your knowing and say yes to what you truly want to commit to for the long term. What is your heart calling you towards? What is this purpose? I think when you follow your purpose, then all the relationships and all the abundance and everything that's meant to come into place will like really come into place. But yeah, I think for maybe some of you, a certain significant relationship, there will be certain, some communication, and it does have potential for the long term. Because the Ten of Pentacles isn't the Ten of Pentacles with a single person. This is like family, legacy, like the legacy money and just like building a legacy with family. So yeah, I like that. Let me get a little bit more clarity with the Hierophant. A passionate connection. This is funny. So yeah, it's a passionate connection is being transformed. with the devil that came out, this is like all relationships that you have are karmic, and it's all about burning away the karma by getting rid of all the false selves, all the limiting beliefs, all the stuck emotions, all the whatever that's not truly us and our higher selves. But it's being transformed. Whatever was, not reciprocated in the past or wherever you guys weren't aligned, you guys actually are getting in alignment with the Chariot card coming out. This is somebody that you can work together with. There is like, the yin and yang, it's like equally balanced. You both have what the other needs. And it's time to move forward with the willpower and determination and ambition and success. And this kind of connection, and maybe it's not, it could be romantic, it could be any type of soul connection, platonic, friendship, romantic, whatever you want, really. There is going to be more of an equal give and take. And it is going to be somebody that is in alignment with your purpose and your mission and where you're going for the long term. So it's going to be, just you knowing what you want to commit to with your overall life goals for the long term is bringing the love in and bringing these strong connections in. So stay clear with your vision and do not settle. All right. Thank you so much, Aries. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Oh, and if you don't want to get the quantum course, there is that Fire Horse challenge, which also helps you step into a powerful new level of embodiment. It's in my membership. Hi, Taurus. How's it going? Okay, so I think it's definitely, whoa, one sec. It is definitely time to dream bigger than you ever have before. I think you can be seriously motivated when you have a crystal clear, this is a great time for visualizing, and that is the best way to visualize, is getting crystal clear with all the details and everything so you can anchor that vision into reality. So that's how you actually visualize. Because when you're visualizing, your imagination is a quantum manifestation tool, and you're connecting to, other realities that exist already, and you can vibrationally line up with that reality, but you're half creating it, half lining up with it. So what you want to do when you visualize is you want to get very, very into detail, and you want to use all the senses. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting. If you can get that like detailed, but most importantly, feeling. If you can get super, super like just detailed with your visualization, and it only has to be 5 to 10 seconds long, and you just loop it over and over and over again. That is how you're lining up with that reality. And that's what it's time to do. Broken heart came out underneath. So some of you might be going through a heartache, and that makes sense with this pile up in the 12th house. And maybe you're just letting go of, you would be letting go of an old paradigm that's just not meant for you anymore. And that can be relationships, that can be people, situations, careers, whatever, that's just not coming with you onto this higher timeline, because there's bigger, there's better that wants to come in for this higher timeline. So it's time for you to be excited about the unknown and going towards the new. And maybe you're getting some curiosity, some interest about like a certain direction, or you're getting kind of excited about a certain direction. It's time to do that. You know how long it took me to like start my course and like finish it? And it's still like going towards like the North Node is always so uncomfortable. But if you can do something different, if you can be a little innovative, maybe you want to use technology in a different way, or hook up or connect with this different like group of people, or you're interested in a random topic, Yeah, there's a way that you can really evolve and like be a whole different version of you and kind of break out of the box. Um, so really dream big, and I think if you've tried something in the past and you ran into limitations before, the blocks are being released. So don't expect any other time, whether it is love or abundance or whatever you want to manifest into your life. Don't expect the same blocks to be there. It's time to be super delusional, and it's time to be super excited about, heading in towards the new and creating the new. So recognize that you are a powerful sovereign co-creator, and you just have to go inward. You have to hold that strong, strong vision of what you truly want in life, what you want to experience, the type of love, the type of success. You got to hold that feeling and stay delulu. And that's all you need to do. It doesn't need to be super complicated. Okay, but fifth chakra, I think you might need to speak up. And speaking up when it comes to your manifestations could be very, very powerful. There was something about balancing out your masculine and feminine too energy. If you're too much in the mind, try to be in the heart more. If you're too much in the heart, maybe try to use the mind more. Balancing those out can be really, really helpful for you, this month. Because, yeah, sometimes the mind totally gets in the way. And that is like the major energy that if you listen to the beginning of this, that's what we're rewiring. We're allowing ourselves to be this new version of us by listening to our body and moving from our body, then letting the mind kind of rewire itself. But at the same time, it's not like letting go of the mind. We still need the mind to structure things, plan things, do all of those things too. Finding a balance, the new balance. But fifth chakra came up. So it is powerful to speak out your manifestations, because when you use your throat chakra more, you do become more powerful, because you're allowing your fifth chakra is, your higher self. It is the fifth dimensional self. And if you say that weird thing, if you talk about your manifestations, you are voicing more of your own energy out into the world. And that's why it's really powerful with psychic protection to not just visualize. Like, it is powerful to call, speak out for protection too. Like, say my angels, my spirit guides surround me for 6 feet, ignite a violet flame around me, whatever you want to say. Using your throat chakra to really manifest, to call in protection, whatever you really want to do. Can be very, very powerful this month. Innovation, you're asking to innovate something. And I think this is an idea that you've had for a while now. And now it's time to really bring that innovative idea into reality, because you're grounding something. You are planting new seeds for new earth, and new stability. And it's all about getting really clear with this innovative new idea, which might seem, sometimes we have to like slowly let out the new idea or the new plan, but we're getting that nudge. So it's all about just taking the first step and then letting the rest of it like really come through. But you're anchoring this new activation into reality in this new idea. But yeah, if you have scarcity, this is the time where we're laying the new foundation, where we're really planting the seeds of the new abundance. So yeah, it's time to connect with your higher self. You're going to be releasing a lot of subconscious fears in ways that you didn't follow your heart in the past. You're having this emotional new beginning with really trusting your heart and where it's calling you. And you're done with the imposter syndrome. No more imposter syndrome. You're letting that go. It is time to shine your light amp it all the way up. There's no more dimming in this new era. There's no more playing small. There's no more dimming your light. There's no more like trying to fit into anybody else's world or anybody else's box. It is light all the way on, and like the boldest version of you with your ideas and your you following your heart and your happiness and being optimistic towards this long-term vision and goal. Because I think there was somebody also that didn't see your vision in the past, and they just were talking you down a little bit because they were, they're that happens when they're not doing their own thing. So they see what you're doing and they're like it's just a projection from them. So that stopped you in the past, but now it's time to let that go and fully just trust your higher self in your heart with where you're being called. And yeah, this there might be let me get clear on this like love situation, because I think there was either a false start in love, or somebody was acting out in their ego, or didn't work out, or somebody was hiding something and it's time to let it go. Let's get clear. But speaking your truth, your raw truth, no matter what, you're going to see who's meant to be there and who's not to be there. And clarity is the best thing, because then you know how to move forward either way. Yeah, it's like somebody who, you want commitment, either from this love situation, what you want to be committed to, where you were settling, and now it is time to not settle anymore. It is time to be determined, where you always knew you should have kept, been determined with this vision. You want this thing, and you just need to go full steam ahead with that. This is your card. This is a yes. You know what you want to be committed to. Your prayers are being answered right now. What you've been manifesting is finally coming in. You're going to get the signs. You're going to get the synchronicities. It's time to follow your intuition. And it's time to let the web fully come together. The web, that the seeds that you've been planting already in the dream space with your manifestations, they're all kind of being brought together. And there will be collaborations coming in with people that really truly see your vision. They will be a lot more solid. They will want to work with you. And if you're letting go of this past love situation, somebody way better is coming in, and they do want to commit to you. They will want to be solid and co-collaborate with you. And yeah, it's all about you trusting your vision in your higher self and being a bull with that. The bull card, it's time to be stubborn with your vision. You know what's going to innovate the world. You know what's going to bring new earth in, and what's going to really plant those abundant seeds for the future. And yeah, it's time to go towards it. All right. Thank you so much, Taurus. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Gemini. This is all about your legacy, your work. What does success look like to you? What do you want to be? What is that overall legacy that you want to leave out in the world? And it's time to dream big, bigger than you ever have before. There's so many ways we can easily achieve our hopes and our dreams in such an easy way, like never before. Our ancestors would kill to be in our position. It's time to realize, like, wherever you were blocked before when it came to career and success and going over that, going towards that goal or vision, it can all happen now. It can all happen a lot easier. So if you have a dream and if you want to go after it, it's time to go after it. It's time to visualize it. Anchor that visualization. And how you anchor it is that you get really detailed with it. You use all your five senses. You use taste, touch. You try to see the details of things. So say you're sitting at a desk. You just want to like see the grain on the desk and everything. You want to get that detailed with what you're visualizing for your future, so you can anchor that, and it becomes a memory. You know, when you visualize and it's like hazy, your brain knows you're visualizing or thinks you're imagining things. When you can turn it into a memory and trick your brain into thinking it's a memory, then you're reprogramming your subconscious mind, and then you can line up with that reality a lot easier. So a powerful time to visualize. Where do you want to go for the long term? And what aligns with your purpose, with your beliefs? What is like truly meaningful to you? You know, you can be very lucky with running into new people, new opportunities, new, job opportunities, or new ideas, even to get into that higher overall alignment, that just like works for you way more in this new era. Um, okay. And yeah, you might be going through an adjustment when it comes to your friendships. There could be some new type of passion or interest that you really want to go after. You know, say you join like a group, like a astrology study group online, or you're suddenly into fashion or something like that. That could be a good start to kind of take you towards like this, you know, a bigger direction, towards, you know, bigger hopes and dreams. So Seraphim's Gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. The voice activation is coming out for all the signs pretty much. So that's funny that I said it in the beginning. But using your voice, like you can use it for so many things. You can use it to get like a manifestation boost, but you can also use it for divine protection and calling in your spirit guides, because you can visualize like protection, but that's like still in the 5D. You want to voice out, like, I call in my spirit guides, I call in my team, whatever you want to say. Surround me in the violet flame, you know, 6 feet around, protect me from all directions, only send in the positive thoughts, you know, of abundance and love and opportunity, God's plan. So you get sent in the right direction. Yeah, there's so many ways to just work with your voice to call in that protection, to keep the negative thoughts out, because you might have trouble with that. You might be, because you're releasing this, the Nine of Swords. You're releasing ways that you kind of just like beat yourself up, you know, a limiting belief that has always been there, ways that you kind of reverted back to yourself and put it on yourself, and you had guilt or shame or whatever that can't come with you. You were too harsh on yourself. That's not coming with you into the new era. That is a karmic thing that is being released. And if this is a person that is karmically being released, like, good, because you're getting aligned with your spirit team and your spirit family, people that really will support you. Because the Wheel of Fortune came out. You are being realigned in a very big way towards good luck, towards success, towards financial abundance, towards growth, towards opportunity and destiny. And it's all about letting that bigger picture really come in. And it could be really big. I mean, the 10th house doesn't play. Like, when you get aligned with that bigger destiny and that bigger legacy, like, it's just like, that's where you're going. But it'll be very exciting. It'll be very abundant. And it's time to trust your higher self with it. Unity consciousness, the crown chakra is really activated. And you could be bringing just major activations, grounding major activations into your body this month. And yeah, you will have a lot of power with your feminine energy. So definitely get into the feminine energy, protect your boundaries, really let the creativity flow, take care of your feminine energy so you can magnetize in the right ideas and opportunity. If you have a business, this is a great time to like implement some of those ideas. If you have a new idea, if you want to shift things around, if you want to innovate with technology or a different way to do things, I think there can be a better way, and you will get clarity throughout this month, though, but things will be hazy. Okay. So don't be, if things aren't fully clear until May, that might be good. Like, just let things be hazy, be in the present moment, be in your trust, be in your flow, really be in your body so you can kind of be guided in the right direction so you can have that knowing. Then you will get more of that clarity. When the clarity hits, the clarity will hit, and then you'll know where to go, who to hang out with, what seeds to plant, because you're releasing a power struggle. Where there was a power struggle before, and this could be with a certain relationship or just financially, it didn't need to be there. This was a battle that was just like ongoing, that never needed to be there. It's the end of a conflict. There will be reconciliation. Let me get a couple more cards with that. So yeah, your higher self is calling you towards this bigger direction. So whatever this power struggle was, could have to do with financially, or yeah, just like a back and forth in a relationship that just kept on happening. You're releasing yourself from it. You're listening to your higher self, and you're getting that confirmation of this bigger direction that you're meant to be going in, that you really can commit to for the long term with the Hierophant. Um, yeah, listening to your heart, knowing what you want to commit to, knowing your values, what you're lining up with, that is super way more in alignment with what you truly value. But your prayers are definitely being answered. With the High Priestess coming out, it's kind of like the things that you have been manifesting that you've been wanting to come in. It seems like everyone's manifestations were kind of like on pause, like with that, like with just the fall and everything, or oh my gosh, I the winter. I follow the Mayan calendar, so I'm like not sure what the anyway seasons. And plus, I'm in California. It's been summer here this entire time. Like, um, you are getting clear with this bigger vision. Like, you have this like knowing of what is for you, and you're going to see like the signs and the synchronicities pop up of that bigger direction that you're going in. And yeah, you knew not to settle. You knew what you truly wanted. You knew your value, knew your worth. And this is when the tables are finally turning to go in that bigger direction of what is truly meant for you. And it's going to be super lucky. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be super aligned with like more people that are on the right, this, similar on or that are on a similar vibration. Soul family. All right. Thank you so much, Gemini. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Cancer. How's it going? Okay. So you're going through a very, very big shift right now, when it comes to your career and who you are out in the world and your legacy. You could be starting something completely new. This is the time to start something that's new, that's completely in alignment. Jupiter's been in your first house, so you've been, really you've gained a lot of wisdom, probably a different perspective about life. There's so many opportunities and people that can come your way right now to take advantage of. So really, it's all about you just getting really clear on your legacy and who do you want to be out in the world? What do you want to do? Where does your passion call you? Because you're being pulled towards more passion and purpose, and you have a very strong connection to your higher self and possibly very strong soul connections. I think, with this last Mercury retrograde, you probably went through a big shift with like how you perceive connections and shed a lot, from the past. But now you know how to attach in relationships in a way more healthy way, and you know what love looks like for you. And yeah, it's all about staying true to that. and loving deeply at the end of the day, going through this evolution with love. What's that? Oh, I gotta sneeze. Good job. The more we can just allow ourselves to have this higher perspective when it comes to love. Sometimes like when we like are with somebody and we're going through a breakup or it's not working out, like we can cling on so tightly, but always looking back, aren't you like, oh my God, thank God that didn't work out? So if any of you are going through like a breakup or a big shift like that, just know like there is a higher level template of relationship, happening right now, and higher love will definitely be magnetized in, as long as you're not holding on to the resentment or the disappointments, or if you don't allow yourself to go through that soul evolution when it comes to love, then you can stay stuck. You just got to alchemize it all back into love. And did you know that that is the reason why, people that experience the worst relationships when it comes to love, like the worst relationships are set up to have divine love, because it's like all those lessons that we actually had to go through. We like literally just cleared out all the soul gunk that was, or the karmic gunk that was there. And once we get rid of that, then we can experience, divine love. And it's easy, it's in flow, it's meant to be, it's your soulmate. And I was, listening to Ali of the Stars, and they're like, why didn't you just quantum manifest your ex to be with you, since you can get different versions of that same person? But it's like your lens changes, when you heal and grow and evolve, and you wouldn't select that person, and anyway, I don't know why that story came up, but hopefully it's helpful. But yeah, looking at your hopes or getting in alignment with a worldview that you want to see more of out in the world, and your passion and your purpose. Where's that fully calling you? Because that's the direction. We have the Barbo basket right here. So strong relationships, strong friendships, getting aligned with a bigger hope, dream, and vision for the future. But it all starts with your Dharma timeline and heading towards your purpose and what you're truly meant to do here. And then you'll know exactly what you want to leave for a legacy, and what seeds you want to start planting for the long term. Okay, so Gaia activation, and you're super lucky right now to like start planting all that too. So like just like set your intentions there, visualize, go towards the new philosophies, new worldviews, new ways of doing things. Let it, especially with the world like changing so much, there's so much new, embrace the new. Okay, so Gaia gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. You are very connected to earth consciousness right now, and that's very important with building new earth. Earth is a conscious being. And if you feel too up in the air, like during this month, just definitely I think you can get a lot of wisdom kind of going into the park, grounding, going by water. That's the kind of a portal for you where you can really see clearly, and gain a lot of your own wisdom and be in the present moment. Clarity, planning, releasing illusion. So I think you can only plan so far until you really see clearly. And I think you won't see clearly till more so the end of the month. But, just have that wide perspective and let all the pieces really fully come together. And then when you have that clarity, you'll have that clarity and you'll know. And at the end of the day, you got to lead with your heart. Your heart is telling you all kinds of things right now. But you can't resist this transformation. You might be going through a very, very big transformation, some of you, because there's three major arcana cards reversed. So, yeah, you know, major arcana, big life events, usually like big themes, end of a chapter, big new beginning with a new one. And yeah, it might have to do with letting go of the old relationships. Don't resist the death and the rebirth. You know, make sure you let the death and the rebirth and the transformation happen. Whoever's meant to go, they got to go. Whoever's meant to stay, they're the right ones, or maybe new relationships need to come in. And there might be some old like traditions or values or old commitments that you got to let go, because there's this exciting new beginning that is way lighter and way more in alignment with you and way more in alignment with your heart. And sometimes, you know, we have to go through this complete like death and rebirth of our ego to realize like where our heart is truly calling us. So getting out of the mind, getting into the body, and letting the heart lead will take you in the right direction towards where this new beginning is. And it'll help you alchemize and transmute. Emotional alchemy can be very, very powerful this month. And you know what to say no to. Don't like your intuition is very strong. And if somebody is like, you know, kind of like hiding stuff, like, you know, you got to cut it out. You know, that's part of the old timeline. You know, the new timeline and the new vision that you want to start going towards. And it's time to just like, yeah, be honest with yourself with that. Let me get a little bit more clarity with this, with the three major arcana cards. Yeah, it's releasing a fight, chaos, you know, just a like dilemma problem that kept on coming up with a certain group of people or a certain relationship. And it's like, yeah, it's just the karma that needed to be released. The devil, you know, came out. And yeah, there is a need to kind of expand your horizons. You're being called, you know, towards this bigger direction with where your heart is calling you, and it is towards that unknown. So it's scary, but at the same time, you got to realize who's not lining up with your values, who doesn't see your vision, where this like density can be cleared out with the devil card. You know, where like somebody was pulling you down actually and anchoring you down. There was like pessimism here. There was bringing you back into the fear and not like having complete Delulu faith in your vision. Time to let it go. Time to let them go. Time to let people talk. Do you know, like, yeah. Or yeah, I was just talking about egregores and why like you know, Donald Trump's like, so I don't want to get, and this isn't political, but why, like, there's a reason why Donald Trump's so popular more than any other president. It's because he's a giant egregore, and it doesn't matter what side you're on. If you're talking about him, you're feeding him energy, and it's like the egregore is way bigger than him now. Um, but yeah, just what I mean is like if there's people gossiping or just like hating on what you're doing, and maybe it's giving you imposter syndrome, you just got to let that fuel your fire. You got to alchemize that into more positive energy for you, because you know your purpose, you know what you came here to do, you know where your heart is calling you. And as long as you know, and you just have to get very clear with that vision with yourself, and you got to like have that feeling and knowing with what relationships and love is truly meant for you on the other side of this possibly difficult time, then that's all you need to know. And you'll get the clarity if you follow your heart, you know, and you just go in that direction. There is a cleansing here of certain relationships and just patterns that are just not for you. And yeah, the more you can just let it go, the faster you're going to be released onto this like higher, exciting timeline that matches up with your values. And it is very exciting. And it could have to do with this exciting new beginning with love. So let me pull a Mayan card actually for you. I gotta get my cat in because I hear a coyote. I summoned tulpas to get my cat in, but I like that coyote sounds close. So, and it works always. So I don't know why that came up. Tulpas come in handy. It's like a Tibetan thing. Con. Okay, so this is a yellow seed resonant year that we're into in the Mayan calendar. And what so much is falling out of people's lives right now that just isn't in that soul resonance. Because what we're truly getting in resonance with is our inner selves, inner soul resonance. So we can embody more of that. And when we embody more of that, then the right connections come in. You're gaining more of your mystical power and your psychic abilities. So it's time to really trust that and tune into that, because that is taking you in that higher direction. And yeah, working with earth and grounding can definitely help you like really like get your psychic gifts online. And then you know you can pay more attention to the dream and then the strong soul connections that will be coming in with more unconditional love. But it all starts with you planting that seed of that vision within you and staying way more focused on that versus, anything else going on. All right, Cancer. And if you would like help with quantum leaping, you can check out my course, link in bio. But it is so much more than just quantum leaping. It really does get you in true resonance with your soul and your higher self and your meaning and purpose and where you're supposed to go. And also a stronger connection with your higher self, and just so you can move more so in alignment with who you truly are, and develop that stronger knowing. And if you don't want to invest in that, then definitely check out the Fire Horse Challenge that I put in my membership. That has powerful tools with stepping into this higher level of embodiment. That is really, really helpful right now. Hi, Leo. How's it going? Think we're feeling it. Think we get to, we're feeling ready to end this 8th house stuff. We have cleared out so much, of our own stuff. We've gone through that deep, intense, emotional alchemy of everything. So now we really truly know where we want to invest our time in our energy, whether it is with certain businesses, certain contracts. This is a time to really create the new when it comes to the way that we make money. And there can be a new way that we reach out to, our people and clients. And, I think community is a really big thing. If anybody does like online stuff, making more of a community thing, or anything that has to do with technology, that can be very, very powerful. And yeah, just gone through a deep, deep purge when it comes to relationships too. You face the depths with facing the past, with relationship patterns and just the emotional alchemy that you've really had to go through to get to that clarity, to be a lot lighter. So now you are a magnet towards relationships that are, of this new template, that are these like really destined divine love soul connections. So just remember, the people that go through the most shit in relationships actually are the ones that get to experience divine love. Because this is why the 8th house stuff, you go and trigger out all the fucking karma and you clear it all. And so when love comes and divine love comes, you really recognize it and you get to appreciate it and you get to be so thankful for it. No, that's the thing. That's what happens. So once, I think that's what's happening with a lot of Leo risings right now, is that like those stronger soulmate connections that are almost telepathic are like being magnetized in, literally. And yeah, take your pick. So you know how to do boundaries now, and you know how to prioritize your time and your energy. Even though we can give so much, there is a point where we need to prioritize ourselves and our mission right now. It is time to plant seeds when it comes to, now that we deeply know like what we truly care about, now that we are truly deeply aligned with our soul and who we truly are. We've gotten rid of a lot of false selves, a lot of the masks. Now, like we know, like our mission and our purpose and the vision of life that we want to live. And now it's all about heading towards that, like be the Lulu about your vision of reality that you want to see. It's just as long as you're like prioritizing your vision and what really is truly meaningful to you in life, and you're just totally aligned with that, you will be abundantly rewarded. There will be people, opportunities, things coming your way. So yeah, this is the last little bit of the month, like really knowing we're ignited now with our vision, and now we just have to like step into that embodiment and be strict with our vision, and then everything fun and exciting and new can come in. So yeah, the this is a time to get very, very clear on your vision though. I think there is still a little bit of like clearing with just releasing the power struggles. I heard something interesting today, and it is about like money. Money holds a lot of karma just in society in general, because like even if you deal with rich families, like there's so many underlying power dynamics like in like people that have a lot of money, people that don't have a lot of money. There's just so much karma. And it's all about really getting to those underlying energetics of the money first before you can get clean money. Okay, it's money magic, demons, soul contracts, and expectations by Higher Self Perspective with Megan Michelle. This is a very interesting listen when it comes to money, and really just like looking at the underlying energetics of money and exchange and everything. And she was talking about how she like, dealt with like her last boyfriend's family, and how there was like just so many underlying like soul contracts, because there's so many people just like not saying what they really mean and not talking about the underlying thing. And they're miserable, and like there's always the matriarch or the patriarch like holding the money over the head to be like, you got to be good, and or you got to put me over the wife or whatever. Like so many like underlying contracts that if you're psychic, you see those so easily. And like you get it gave me tension all the time when I would see that. I see that stuff like so fast, so easily. So anyway, at the end of the day, it is all about like getting to the underlying energetics of money and making that as like pure as possible. And by pure, I mean in alignment with who you truly are and what you desire, and just being like true to that is the path forward. I think that's how, and I think that's why a lot of Leo risings right now, like, they have to align with their purpose to get that financial abundance, because that's what it's about. We're after all this dense clearing, like we're stepping into that leadership role, and there's no if, ands, or buts around it. So strong soul connections coming in, not like the past, very exciting. And if you really want to spend this time like really visualizing, getting clear on what your purpose is, it's so funny because I've kind of gone through a rewiring about like what my purpose is, because like I combine so many techniques and everything. And I was like, oh, I'll just go to my name. And my name kind of describes it all. But I have like a website that I'm putting out like soon that you'll see that on and everything. But yeah, it's very exciting. But yeah, ways that you can get in true resonance with your purpose, your mission, what you're here to do on earth, and going towards that, I think can bring everything in, like the money, the relationships, the work, the new ways that you're showing up out in the world. And it can all be very, very exciting. And then you can be turbocharged to go towards the new and to be rewarded in this upcoming year. Miracles, ancient wisdom. Oh yeah, that's also another thing too, is that a lot of karma has been cleared from the family lineage too. So like the abundance that was always meant to be ours is coming in, and you could be the receiver if you've done the work and everything. So expect that the miracles to come in. And that's why it's important to lead with your heart and your intuition and with source and your higher self, so you can go towards those miracles. Violet flame. So, and it looks exactly like that. Yeah, that's a lotus too. That's so funny. That's like so funny how I put that on. I'm a Leo too, so there you go. Karmic release, radical transformation. So leave the past in the past. Let this radical transformation happen. No more dwelling in the past. No more sad girl summer. No more like waiting around for anything or anyone that's not showing up, or, like seeing the potential in somebody and then them not really like showing up that way. It's you first now, like you first, like you got to release yourself, whoever's, with your vision and your, like what you want to be committed to. Because you're recalling so much more of your power, so much more of your feminine wisdom that's guiding you in the right direction. This is Hathor, light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. Yeah, as long as you're in alignment, you're a magnet to everything and everyone. And it's all about going through that alchemizing process of alchemizing everything back into unconditional love so you can reclaim your power. Because there is this whole new way of embodiment that's going to be so much free, so much more liberating, and so much more exciting. And it's time to prioritize your desires and what you really want. A desire is a future timeline that already exists. It's like you have that exists in a certain timeline. Just go towards it. And yeah, start that new beginning. And this might be a new beginning that you're kind of like almost there, not ready. Like it might be a little delayed. Maybe it was delayed, but it's time to get back on it. You're ready now. If it was a passion project, if it was like a business, a relationship, or this Ace of Wands, like it wasn't ready then, but now it's going to be ready. So ignite that spark, focus on your dreams, and release any power struggles that aren't like coming with you. It's time to release like lack mindsets, wherever there was like a imbalance, in not reciprocity. That's all clearing out. Any relationships, any work, any like just power struggle in general, like time to believe in the abundant universe that we are actually living in, because we are living in a very abundant universe, but you can only see that if you are that. So it's time to be that, so you see that. And the star, yeah, just focus on your vision and explore. It's going to be a very wild, exciting, new year. I keep on saying new year because this is kind of like more so the new year, energetically. It is. So like, yeah, just roll with it. But you have your vision, you have your truth, and the more that you can get to the truth in every single power struggle that there has been or might be in your life just a little bit right now, just staying with your truth and getting the clarity from there will set you free. So let me clarify this though, the King of Swords, because sometimes even if it's like a brutal truth about a bigger direction, whether it's a career or a relationship, just getting the truth gives you that clarity of what is actually for you, and you have that discernment, and you're so much more clear with your actual star. Okay, let me get a card for the star and a card for the King of Swords. Communication might be coming your way when it comes to your overall vision with what you're manifesting. Um, yeah. Okay, and it's time to stop waiting for whatever, like it could be a King of Swords, it could be a person, it could be some sort of idea that maybe logically made sense. But right now it's time to really follow your heart and be in your body and just follow the ignition of things, and see where it takes you. Um, but you actually have the vision and you need to stick with that vision. And when you do, then there's going to be more communication and ideas and things that come your way. It's kind of like spirit kind of giving you a little bit more guidance to go in the right direction. Like, oh, here's a sign, here's a synchronicity, keep on going, keep on going. All you have to do is step into that powerful new way of being embodied. And you have to hold that vision and maybe even hold the feeling. Actually, that's what I've been doing lately because I just like kind of had this like, I'm like, oh, like like this, you just hold the feeling and just see what gets magnetized to you anyway. Um, but yeah, whatever, like whatever the power struggle is, it just came from you not really seeing. So there's new perspectives and new ways of moving around the world and new ways of just going towards your abundance and what's actually meant for you. But it's time to release the old way of doing things. We're not doing things in the old way. When you get in your body, you really like get connected with the world in a whole new way and you perceive things in a whole different way. And then you can kind of trust source in the adventure with where you're actually truly being guided. And it's time to trust the flame more that is inside of you versus any like logical way or any like way that's too practical that might be holding you down. And yeah, there is a balance with it, but try the new way. Try the like powerful embodiment and see how far that truly gets you. Because with the Hathor light codes, like there is a lot of light being embodied right now and it's powering you up. And it's all about just like letting this mutation happen because the solar plexus is going through a mutation in the next couple of years and just letting that new like willpower kind of drive you to where you actually are supposed to be going so the miracles can happen. All right, Leo, thank you so much. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. If you would like to step in, if you need help stepping into this powerful new way of being embodied, I just launched a course. It is so much more than just like quantum jumping. It does tell you how to tune in and listen to yourself and really tune into your gifts and the way you can navigate around this new world with this new type of energy from that place of knowing and just truly clear with your vision and just like totally embodied in your vision. And if you don't want to invest in that, then I do have the membership, which does have the Fire Horse Challenge, which is all about stepping into that powerful new embodiment. All right. Thank you so much, Leo. Hi, Virgo. How's it going? Okay. You're going deep. You're going deep. You know, depth is the name of the game when it comes to eighth house stuff. You're going to get ready because Leo, we just went through this. You know, you're going to be getting ready for just this deep emotional clearing, emotional alchemy. You need to learn and learn it well. And if you do, then the eighth house transits will be very easy. And also you'll have the best relationships because there is a whole new template of relationships that are coming towards you now. You just went through a big karmic clearing and letting go and release. So you can have this new beginning with relationships that are, you know, just higher, better, more aligned with you. At the same time, you know, relationships in this new era, they're triggering still. It doesn't like they trigger the, you know, the what I said in the beginning, triggering all the false selves away. Like the Agent Smiths, they all have to combine into that one Agent Smith. All the other little like Agent Smiths, like they were the false selves. Those ones have to die so you can like merge into one. And that's what's going to be happening if you sign up for relationships in this new era. And it's fulfilling at the end of the day because you kind of just get to know more of yourself. You go more towards that unconditional love. You can have relationships that, you know, you don't have to have a mask in. You just get to be loved for, you know, all of you. And, you know, just get more and more in alignment and more push towards love at the end of the day. You know, love at the core of who you are, and then love at the core of who they are. And yeah, that's the name of the game. Just transmute everything back into love and unconditional love as much as you can. I found unconditional love by the end of that transit for all my relationships. So it's possible. And it's a lot easier actually. It's literally just all the karma that like, you know, keeps us in you know, latching on or sad about it or giving our power away or blaming them and not taking our full responsibility and just all of those things where if you just have unconditional love for yourself, then you have unconditional love for others, then you can see the other clear and you also take responsibility for everything, like for the whole situation just being like created in the first place. Ho'oponopono is very, very powerful. And yeah, that's kind of how you can feel about your finances too, because this does roll finances, and there can be a whole new way of the way you use your time and your energy, you know, at work with like bigger salaries or, you know, different bigger contracts or a different way to rework them. With Neptune, you got to make sure you put boundaries with that stuff because you could easily give so much of your time and your energy to work or to relationships in a way that just like, yeah, it's too, you got to claim your time back for yourself and you got to have boundaries. Also be very, you know, definitely look over contracts a couple times because with Neptune there, it can make contracts hazy or investing hazy. I would say long-term investing only. Let's see what else. Yeah, just you might feel like the urge to go full steam ahead in a certain relationship too. And yeah, strong soul connections are coming in. You might have a couple that are coming in too. And this is just the, you know, beginning of really like finding that more and more love, you know. And there's always those magnetism with those strong soul connections. And yeah, the magnetism, it is like, you know, so we like transmute those traumas and those like ruins in the karma. But at the same time, like it is all about finding that transmuting that so you find more unconditional love with yourself. Okay. What else was I going to say? Yeah, just significant soul connections can come into whether they are romantic or they are partnerships, business partnerships. And then what else? I was going to say one thing else. Let me pause one sec. One sec. I think you're unlocking a lot of your passion and just a lot of like, yeah, with Pluto in the, you know, Pluto in the fifth, like it's just like a lot of your like past like skills and talents and what you're naturally good at could be coming online right now. And it's all about like bringing those out, like really, you know, following that passion and see where it truly takes you. So, woman holding a coin, there is like possibly an old karmic way of, or just an older, more dense, like old earth kind of way that you make money and that you find stability. But it seems like to be very slow moving. And yeah, it's just like there's a power struggle there too. It's like not as abundant as it could be. So there can be a whole new way that you know, adjust your finances, whether it is investing or it is, you know, working with other people one-on-one, a lot stronger, or yeah, the ways you form partnerships or business co-collaborations. There could be just a whole readjustment with that. But you'll see the right way when you do like kind of go through your own internal emotional alchemy. Because when you do the emotional alchemy with the eighth house, you can attract in larger sums of money too. It's letting you become a magnet towards love, money, relationships, all the good things, just letting yourself go through that upgrade. But you're going through a solar plexus upgrade too. So you're being drawn towards your passions and your inner willpower and your inner fire to kind of drive you in the right direction. And it's all about trusting that will take you in the right direction towards something that is super fulfilling and abundant. With the Nine of Cups, he's like abundant because he's emotionally fulfilled, but also since he's followed his emotion, his you know, yeah, his emotions, he's gotten onto that higher timeline of just living in abundance and ease. And, you know, waking up every day and just feeling like so alive and like good. And yeah, that's what's being activated right now for you to truly follow that, for you to trust that sacred purpose. You're being drawn towards your purpose and your legacy, ancestral stuff majorly clearing up. So if there has been any ancestral blocks with money, relationships, legacy, whatever, blocks are being removed. So like it's full steam ahead with that now. And it's time to let that flame ignite so you truly go towards what's meant for you, because you might be stopping yourself a little bit with the Emperor came out reverse. I think your masculine energy is going through an upgrade, and whether you're feminine or masculine, like we both have both energies, your masculine is going through an upgrade, and it's from a tower moment, like an awakening, either for yourself internally or like some masculine in some of your lives. Let's see. Let me pull some extra cards. Yeah. So there are some karmic things and underlying emotions that are coming up that are going to reveal a lot. But at the same time, okay, so yeah, justice is being served. Things are balancing out. Wherever the tower card came, it needed to happen to set you free because it was something you pursued, or somebody you pursued that wasn't like truly in alignment with you and who you truly are. You know, with the Emperor reverse, that's not a true masculine. That was somebody who was pretending to be like a divine masculine energy, and you know, he was actually like controlling or authoritative, and yeah, just not in that true higher alignment with that, taking action from that higher alignment. Because that's the thing, when if you want to like keep stuff in your life that is like in that higher alignment, you have the original core action has to be like from love, from hope, from, you know, really high up on the vibrational scale. So it is in true alignment with who you truly are. And if it wasn't, that's getting taken out right now so you can get into that overflow. So this might clear up a lot. This might like bring a lot of secrets to the light, or, you know, clear a lot of illusions that you might have had within yourself. But from there, you know how to fill your own cup. The Queen of Cups came out. You know how to build from this overflow. You know how to use your intuition even more so. Your intuition is very strong. And then it's all about like keeping it moving, following that excitement, following that passion, and seeing where that truly takes you. Because I think that's activating your solar plexus in a new way, which is going through a mutation, you know, especially in 2027, but I think it's already happening. this card keeps on coming out. But your solar plexus, like this is how we're being driven now, like is to go after our desires and what's truly fulfilling. And if we don't, if we stuff that down, then we lose our life force energy and, we just get unhealthy and we kind of get stuck and we get sad and, we get depressed easier. So it's all about letting this kind of fly and like letting the activation happen so you can, go towards what's truly meant for you, what's truly going to fill your cup and what relationships are going to fill your cup, because you're going to be sitting pretty, feeling good, looking good, magnetizing everything that you want in. And it's just the shock, the initial shock that's like annoying, but know that it's just like a pivot and a redirection so you can get in alignment with your true self. All right, Virgo, thank you so much. If you would like more guidance with stepping into this higher level of embodiment in a way that can help you with the new energies in the new era, there is my Fire Horse Challenge on the membership on YouTube. And yeah, that's kind of a short little version with how you can step into, embodiment and work with the energies around this time. If you would like something more in depth, it is my course that you want to join in on. It's the quantum, wait, sorry. The quantum leap, the mystic wolf method, but it's way more than quantum leaping. This is getting you embodied. This is getting you in tune with your intuition and moving in alignment with your higher self. And from that place of just deep knowing of who you truly are and in alignment with your purpose too. So there's so much in there. I'm so excited about it. So if you would like to invest in that in this new year or these new energies, it'll last. I mean, it's just like so powerful with these new energies. It'll take you really far. All right. Thank you so much, Virgo. And yeah, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Libra. How's it going? Okay. So you're definitely entering a whole new chapter when it comes to relationships. And this could be relationships of all kinds. This could be your, business, romantic, friendships. You're going through an evolution. And it's very important to not like hang on to relationships that are comfortable, but maybe they're not coming into this new era, like, oh, one sec. I gotta let my kitty in. New template with relationships. And yeah, it's all about those really strong soul connections where there's a magnetism, there's a pull. But at the end of the day, you can only be with those kinds of relationships if you're ready to go through, if you're ready to let the false selves die. Because that's the whole point, is the more false selves you can let die, the more you just get in alignment with yourself and who you truly are. And you can go through this, just expansion of love, for yourself and in your relationships. And with the True Sky, I do love how, Saturn, Neptune happened in your 6th house. So it's like releasing the physical karma that might have been weighing you down. And this could have to do with work. That sometimes it has to do with past life relationships too. Like we end up taking on work or something, or have a relationship in our life that is just a past life karmic experience. I've had a couple of those. Sometimes they can be really weird. They just come in and they're just there and they're a pain in the ass for however long, and you're just like, why is this continuing? And then you just gotta put your foot down, and then karma solved, or lesson learned. You learn your lesson and then it gets released. This is a great time to really get into alignment with, work that is if you want to start your own business, if you do want to start doing what you love for work, this would be a great time to start planting those seeds, and start doing it, start that business. If you want to exercise, if you want to start any new routines, it's a great time to do that. Any way that you can live your everyday life and make it more so like a dream. Maybe prioritizing your manifestation practices every day, so you just get in that higher alignment and you can flow with your higher self on a daily basis. What can help you with that is my new course that I put out. It is all about helping you live in that higher alignment with your higher self and listening to those soul like impulses and instincts. With that deep knowing, with what you're going towards. And yeah, it just strengthens that connection with your higher self and with your purpose. And then yeah, if you would like to check out my membership, it also has a really good that's all about embodiment. It's called Year of the Fire Horse, but it is all about stepping into a higher level of embodiment and just going and then also strengthening that connection too. But the course has so much more. I was only going to do the membership, and then I'm like, wait, I just have so much more information. So I made the course. Okay, so yeah, with your sacred inner space, let's see, sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality, you might be wanting to create something. You might have a lot of like Shakti energy kind of going through your Kundalini, like, just that your sacral chakra lighting up, which is the feminine energy too. The sacral chakra wants you to create something. It wants you to take care of yourself, self-love, self-care, but also letting that feminine energy flow so you can magnetize in what you want. Dancing is really good, to really get that, energy moving. But yeah, you could be really being called to create something, which could be a business, it could be music, it could be art, it could be whatever you're feeling the urge, the pull towards. And the solar plexus, yeah, I think you are going through a Kundalini awakening, because the chakra system definitely lighting up and upgrading. And the solar plexus, yeah, that's your inner fire, your willpower. You're being driven towards something new. So you're feeling that fire, you're feeling that passion. And it could be towards a new relationship. With the Four of Wands that came out, this is like a strong soulmate connection, a twin flame, that kinds that you do feel that magnetism with. And it is an exciting new beginning. I guess what might be stopping it is possibly other people. Maybe, I don't know, friends getting in the way, or there's competition. Maybe you have multiple people. One sec, my cats are fighting right now. Maybe fights are involved. I just broke up a almost cat fight, so hopefully it doesn't have to do with a cat fight or something like that. But yeah, I think, you doing energy work is really, really powerful. Maybe a little bit of emotional alchemy, because you can get that Kundalini to really rise, so you can get in touch with your higher self and a new perspective in a whole new way. But yeah, your life force energy is coming on and it's setting you free. So you can move in the world in a whole new way. And so you connect in these relationships in a very exciting way. I think some of you Libras are definitely juggling a couple relationships, because indecision came out also. And then, yeah, two soulmate cards. So one's like a strong soulmate relationship that is like a past life connection that truly like feels good. It's comfortable. It's probably safe, the safe one. Because this is the more dangerous one. Or, oh my gosh, one sec. I had to stop them again. So yeah, maybe a little conflict, a little bit of drama. Let's clarify this indecision. But yeah, it looks like possibly two soulmate connections. One's a strong soulmate past life connection. This is usually like a soulmate that's just like nice and easy and comfortable and, you know, very like just in resonance with you. And yeah, this is more so like that spicy magnetic like twin flame one. And yeah, it depends how much like, you know, alchemy you can do to literally be able to contain it. And the Knight of Cups is coming your way. So somebody is coming in with an emotional offer. But yeah, and but somebody is also just wanting this like spicy, exciting new beginning. So let me see the other cards that come out. And then I kind of want to pull the dice because this is exciting. Too many cards. I think when you get clear with yourself, though, you'll know, you won't be so indecisive. Three of Cups came out too. So there's definitely multiple people. Courage, fearless, adversity. One more card. Maybe advice. Okay, so there is a new beginning, and there is somebody coming in with clearer communication than maybe one of the other ones. And yeah, just know what's worth fighting for, what's not worth fighting for. If you are personal, if you're the one in a third, if you're dealing with someone else in a third party situation, then pull your energy back because you have a lot of like true soulmates coming in. So it's like that just was meant to be let go of for whatever reason. And then these really strong soul connections want to come in. There's like a lot of love here. And yeah, you got to just stand your ground. You got to know your worth. You got to know your value. You got to know what you want and stick to that. And then that will bring in everything that you want in these connections. Because there could be haziness, but you know what you want and you know what your heart wants. And that's the thing with these connections, actually, is that you feel the magnetism and the pull, but sometimes they're not always rational at all. They're they usually go against societal standards in some way. So it is all about like just trusting what your heart says. But yeah, the communication, clarity, and a solid new beginning too is coming your way. That I think will give you more clarity on the solid new beginning that you want. But either way, yeah, there's an exciting new beginning. And maybe like it's you deciding the new beginning. Do you want the fiery, exciting one, or do you want the solid, stable, comfortable one? Like this is how it would usually go. It would go like, yeah, the like solid, comfortable new beginning with the soulmate, twin flame, fiery, like, just burns a lot, but it's exciting. Yeah. Okay, very excited for you, Libra. Definitely do that Kundalini work. When you raise your perspective, when you can get more so in love with these things, then you can see a lot clearer. But it's a process. Oh, yeah. And if you would like help stepping into a higher level of embodiment, which is key with this, I mean, more so with the twin flame divine counterpart relationship, more like that requires a higher level of embodiment. The soulmate, you're fine. But there is my challenge that I put on YouTube, and it is the Fire Horse Challenge that is all about just like, yeah, getting into that alignment with yourself and really listening to yourself, but stepping into that highest level of embodiment. And if you would like a little bit more, there's the course that I just put out, and it is the Mystic Wolf Method. And it's all about really getting that strong inner guidance with yourself in the core of who you truly are, and listening to yourself really like deeply and getting aligned with your purpose and your mission, and then stepping into that higher level of embodiment and just moving so in sync with your higher self. So it is like just so much more jam-packed with like information, and it probably should cost more, but whatever. But that you would definitely need for a twin flame divine counterpart type of relationship. Or you don't need it, but it has everything that you need. So, all right. Thank you so much, Libra. Hi, Scorpio. How's it going? Okay, so you're going through an evolution with love. A lot of karma has been released when it comes to love and love blocks that might have previously been there. And maybe you're finding a little bit more unconditional love and just a lot more fun and excitement and passion and pleasure. And this could take you pretty, this can just get you in alignment with, where you're really truly supposed to be going, in alignment with your heart and what you're supposed to be doing, what you're supposed to be creating, who you're supposed to be with. And it's a whole new cycle starting there. There's also a whole new beginning with work and your daily life and your routines. And maybe you want to align your work with what your heart says. Be doing more of what you love, monetizing your skills or your talents for work. And then, you could be going through this evolution with your everyday life and your health, your diet, the way you exercise, self-care, self-love, so you can step into this higher level of embodiment. Very, very important, having our body like very like a clear channel, and if you have like nervous system, issues, we all do. We all have some sort of trauma. Somatics really helps, but having a clear channel and just that connection with your body is so, so, so important, because the body knows before the mind does. And it is all about going through that reprogramming process where we're in the body and then reprogramming the mind, heart first, then mind, and then seeing the evolution from there. Let's see, what else could be going on? Your divine masculine energy is going through an evolution. And in your daily life, I think you're just really deciding what you want to commit to. And it's because you're going through this heartfelt evolution. Like, where is your heart truly calling you towards? What is meaningful to you? What do you want to create? What is that abundance that is so inside of you that wants to come out? Some of you might be called on a little journey, like a little spiritual journey. Follow the signs, follow the synchronicities, follow your excitement, follow your passion. It is taking you in the right direction, in the direction that is truly meant for you. But the divine masculine is awakening. So trust the pull with, what you're excited about, what feels very expansive. And karmic board clearing. So if you've been stuck on, something with, just any sort of karma can just be a way we're living our life with habits, routines, and patterns that we've outgrown, or it could be certain relationships, but things are being cleared, the karma is being cleared from that. So you're letting go and you're letting God, and you're, prioritizing yourself first. You got to prioritize to clear the karma. You have to prioritize yourself and your self-love and taking care of yourself, and not falling into any ways of overgiving, self-sacrificing. Okay, so healing, the power to give and receive healing. You have the power to just give and receive healing. And that makes sense. I mean, you are Scorpio Fucus. Like, you just know how to care for people, either emotionally, And you just like, this is kind of what it's like being around a Scorpio sometimes, is that you just have this like knowing of what people need. You get right into the energy field and you just know what the root problem or the core problem is that like, you know, that like when you get to the core of it, it obliterates the problem. So sometimes it's just going right to the core of it so it can be released. But recognize your power to do that. And that is a superpower, even if it's like uncomfortable and you feel like hiding that gift sometimes. It's more powerful if that's just out and you just have, the love with it. Um, Karmic board clearing, energetic clearing, rewrite your story, live your truth. Yes, when you release karma, like I love how she has all these arms. You just get so many more options. You're recognizing so much more of your willpower and your abilities and the ways that you can create your life. And it's like you're free. So enjoy the freedom. And then like a cornucopia came out, like there's just so many options. So it's very, very exciting. And maybe this is a little bit of a journey for you. So you go on this little journey, you really see what's meant for you because it looks like there's options, but you're not, completely sure which option is good. So give it a little patience. Things are going to be a little bit hazy. There's going to be more clarity. So if you can pause on making a decision, feel free to like pause a bit. Don't feel the pressure to decide right away. Explore all your options because there could be a lot of options and a lot of different opportunities. And yeah, you just have to know your vision. You have to be clear. I mean, the King and the Queen of Swords, like they have gone through it. They like have gone through the toughest battles. But with that, you have that extremely clear vision. You can kind of sit with a wide perspective. You can be fair, you can be balanced, and you can be discerning, and you know what's for you, you know what's not for you. So it's waiting for that moment where you can really discern, and then you can find a balance, whether this is in a relationship or a business opportunity, but definitely like expand out into the journey. Be open to what this new era is, because the more open that you are without deciding right away, you don't want to be tunnel visioned in, the more you're going to see the abundance that is truly out there for you. And yeah, it all starts with that powerful new way of stepping into that embodiment. And that's a great way to clear out, the karmic patterns and everything that's not really meant for you. So if you would like, the Fire Horse Challenge is a quick little way to like step into a powerful new embodiment and start moving in alignment with your soul and who you truly are. That's my YouTube membership. Or if you would like a more in-depth course, that is my Mystic Wolf method. It is going to get you in alignment with your purpose and what you're here to do in your higher self. And it gets you moving from that deep intuitive knowing of who you truly are and in alignment with that vision that you're creating, and just that your powerful life force energy that you can just direct towards the future timelines that you truly want to create. It's way more than quantum jumping. It is like that full alignment with like in integration with your higher self and getting you in moving every single day, in that direction with your higher self. All right. Thank you so much, Scorpio. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Sagittarius. How's it going? Okay. So this is a very, very exciting month for you. It is for the fire signs in general. But yeah, you've gone through a big karmic clearing with, your home, your family. There could be a lot of just blocks that were released, either from the DNA or the ancestry or just, emotionally. And now you're just much more in alignment with the core of who you truly are and your being. And you can just feel way more solid with that. And then there's this big new beginning with your fifth house, which is fun. sex, creativity, dating, excitement. You can have a major heart opening. And both of these are kind of like, I don't know, you could be just having a big download of more of your soul, more embodiment after clearing out that, you know, denser karmic stuff, going through that hellish Mercury retrograde. Um, Releasing, doing that emotional alchemy. So there's more room for more light and more of who you truly are. And halls of learning. Yeah, maybe some of you really tapped into that Akash and really receiving downloads and just strong messages from your spirit guides, getting confirmation. Yeah, this is a time of like looking back, but definitely moving forward, you know. So it is like we are looking back at the past, but we know what's not coming with us. But at the same time, there's so much like just knowing, like, you know, with past lives in this life, of like, yeah, just those deeper soul lessons that have been integrated. And more, I said this for Aries, but like, I don't know, I feel like mirror work is so powerful right now because when you do mirror work, you know, since we are reflecting back to the past and really connected to our past lives, there are the other lifetimes that you can really tap into right now that have that skill or that talent or that way of being, that you want to harness right now. So when you do that mirror work and you know, you just like recognize that version of you, then you can embody that version of you so much easier. It's like you're downloading kind of that version of you who like mastered that skill or that talent, and you can go full force with it in this new era, and you can have a lot of fun. It is going to be time to follow your heart and your excitement and your passion, and new love can be coming in for sure. So yeah, you know, you're going through an adjustment for sure, but it looks like this is an adjustment with like how you can build the new foundation moving forward and relationships, because this is a 2 and a 4. So partnerships that are harmonious, that are also stable at the same time. But there's this whole new chapter is definitely the unknown. Like the world is opening up and it's very exciting. But it is like very far off in the distance. That looks like, oh yeah, that is the new Earth. That is like the new Earth that's coming into view, but you can kind of feel it right now. You can kind of get a sense, and your passion is kind of being ignited into the right direction. So you do have a vision. And I guess it didn't, you know, something didn't work out in the past. And maybe it was with this vision or some sort of dream or something that you wanted to start. And it kept you kind of like in limbo, with the hangman card that came out, you know. But it was all about like letting the cycle end. The new beginning couldn't fully start until this like whole cycle ended. And when it ended, it ended. You know, this is like a big painful ending that just that it came to a conclusion. You know, with the swords, it's like a lot of mental agony. It's a lot of just something that needed to die. It finally died. But when you let it die, this is actually a whole new beginning, you know, because then there's infinite potential there, that is so untapped into. So it's like whatever the waiting around was, it's like a deep spiritual lesson was learned. And, you know, whenever you have like a deep spiritual lesson like this, it does lead to a lot of enlightenment and you actually knowing more of what you truly want moving forward. And that's what's happening. The whole world is opening up because you know now to follow your heart, to follow your happiness, to really stay true to that vision, to stay optimistic, and to follow your delight with things, because that is going to lead you into the right direction. And it is like, yeah, letting yourself be optimistic again. I think there was a while where you just didn't like let yourself fully be optimistic, and it was a big damper over here. But yeah, now it's time to get back to that vision that you had before, because now's the time. It wasn't the time before, but now's the time. And you know to commit to it. And this is the Taurus card. You just have to commit and you have to move slowly and steadily towards it. And you have to recognize your values. And maybe it takes a little bit of time, but you know it is the right direction. You know to be committed to your heart and where your soul is calling you towards that expansion, towards that happiness, towards this world that you truly want to create versus what the previous, yeah, versus the whatever was previously going on. It's definitely a rebirth of the masculine energy that is super, super healthy. And we both have masculine, feminine energies. It's just like obviously the feminine energy, you're getting in touch with the vision. The masculine energy takes action on that vision. And yeah, it's balanced masculine energy taking action in alignment with the core of the vision and who you truly are. And you have the wisdom now. So if things didn't go smoothly in the past and it caused like just kind of like waiting around, know that like it doesn't matter that it didn't happen back then. The timing wasn't right then. And now you have the wisdom. So it's actually going to happen a lot faster because now is the time. So know that the world is opening up for you and it is very exciting. It is very adventurous. It is the unknown, but it's time to go into the unknown and explore an adventure. Okay, so if you would like help stepping into a higher level of embodiment, you can check out my YouTube membership. That is the Fire Horse Challenge. It is a quick way to just start embodying your higher self and moving more so in alignment with your higher self. And if you would like something more in depth, I just released a course. It is the Mystic Wolf Method. And it is very, very, so much information that I put in there. And I made it affordable. It should probably be more. But this is all about getting you to move in alignment with your higher self and strengthening that true inner knowing and helping you develop that full like creative potential and you harnessing your life force energy to really create your best life. And yeah, it's just like getting you fully in sync, on your purpose, on your Dharma timeline, being that highest version of yourself so you can quantum leap into this new world. And it looks like you can definitely make a quantum leap out of all the signs. All right. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. Capricorn, how's it going? Okay. So yeah, you're going to have a whole new beginning with your home, family, foundation. Maybe you want to move. You could be dreaming right now of your dream community. Where do you really want to live? What does community and neighborhood really look like for you? And that could kind of give you some insight. And yeah, you're very psychic right now. You could be downloading a lot of just information, whether it is for writing projects, creative projects for your work to readjust things, having just a more compassionate lens, with communication. And yeah, if you've had yeah, you could easily like download like a book right now or like a song. But this is you finding your flow in your everyday life. And, your manifestation powers are super, super strong right now. But it is all about like, it's funny because manifestation is half, harnessing your creative ability and your power. And then the other half sometimes like surrendering to source in the bigger picture. And it's just knowing like when that is. But when that is when you're like truly in tune with who you truly are. And that could be a very powerful thing to do right now, is you going within and really listening to yourself, because you're really igniting in a whole new way. And you could be like really knowing more of the core of who you are, you know, from that soul perspective. Um, but and yeah, let things kind of adjust from there when you kind of get into more of that knowing. Okay, so yeah, I think you're looking for a lot of stability, but yeah, there's no stability right now for anybody really, you know? So don't stop trying to look for it. The stability is in the core of who you are, like you being in alignment with your heart and your soul, and you flowing through things, and letting the bigger picture kind of come in. Palladian activation. Some of you might be going through a Palladian activation, really receiving, you know, some codes or downloads that could be awakening you in some way. And tenderness, true love and compassion. Some of you like a nice soulmate relationship coming in. I like this card. It's like a soulmate relationship. Tenderness, true love, compassion. Maybe you're speaking to somebody and it's, you know, way more loving. But yeah, there's a whole new way that you're going through a transformation so you can step into this light of who you truly are. The central sun, abundance downloads, regeneration, success. Yeah, you're shedding a lot of skins. I just heard something like millennials don't, I don't know if it's millennials. Oh no, the 144,000, we don't age, we just shed. So like going through a transformation so more of your light can really show through. And yeah, you can kind of step into this new version of you. You know, Saturn's separating from Neptune, but they're still super close. So it's kind of like your whole identity and who you were before, like, is you're going through an upgrade. You could have already like downloaded a lot more light, really anchored it into your body. So yeah, let the upgrades continue, because they definitely will. Some of you, though, are holding on to too much of a burden. You're putting too much on your shoulders, and this is just because you believe you have to. But it's definitely time to free yourself from something. Some heaviness from the old era needs to stay in the old era, and it doesn't need to come into the new era, because there's this whole new beginning happening and you feel it, like, and you might not feel this, you know, until the end of the month or even May, but like you're slowly starting to listen to your heart and to what really makes you feel good, and prioritizing that, and knowing that you need to release this. This is not coming with you. This is too heavy. So this month it is all about looking on the bright side of things, because you know what's funny? I heard this Quantum Leap girl, or Allie in the Stars. She talked about how she met her current husband right now 20 years ago, but she didn't see him because she wasn't vibrationally at that healed level to even recognize him. So everything really is right in front of us, right here, right now. Everything that we want to manifest, but it's all about our consciousness and raising that up so we can see the opportunities in the abundance that are right there, right in front of our faces. But we have to be this. We have to be the Nine of Cups, which is, you know, satisfied, content, like, you know, just in our own, like connected to ourselves and our soul, and just like feeling that love, you know? And that's the only way to see the path forward. And then once you do, it is like a full steam ahead. This is like the Fool leaves everything behind almost and just jumps into the new, because it's so like passionate, and it's like you just feel that knowing so strongly. So that's what you're getting ready for. And it could definitely be towards love in a soulmate relationship. All right, Capricorn, very exciting for you. If you would like help with stepping into a higher level of embodiment, I put my YouTube membership, there's a Fire Horse Challenge, and that is all about stepping into a higher level of embodiment and really listening to your higher self, moving in alignment with your higher self. And yeah, if you learn that, you'll be set all year. And if you would like a more in-depth kind of course, I did launch a course actually. Like I was just gonna do the Fire Horse Challenge, and then I had so much more information. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna actually make this course because I know like it'll help people for like this energy. That one gets you in alignment with your higher purpose, why you're here. It really gets you in tune with who you truly are, and just getting you moving from that like deep sense of knowing and harnessing your full creative energy to create your best life almost on autopilot. And it's very exciting. I am very proud of it. And it is like a lot, like I saw people selling their courses that had like less information than that for way more, but I wanted to make it pretty accessible. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Hello, Aquarius. How's it going? Okay. So yeah, you can have an evolution with your finances, your money, but it's time to dream big, and it's time to stay optimistic in a way, because like you won't see the opportunities in the abundance if you're too tunnel visioned in with things only going one way. But you're having a karmic evolution with money, and it's definitely time to get aligned in a spiritual way with money. So you can do what your soul came here to do. And you can make ease and whenever you do what whenever you're in alignment with your purpose, you're happy. So it's like you doing more of what you love, but getting paid for it. And that is the Aquarius's mission. And yeah, there might be new projects, like new ways that you work, new ways of setting up projects, and yeah, you just kind of knowing your worth, knowing your value is very, very important with setting up the new. Um, and manifestation practices would really help you every single day. If you have a gratitude practice, if you visualize every day, if you affirm every day, that can really help you set up the new structure or the new daily devotion, or help you receive like downloads, insights for your business, or like writing, or like, yeah, if you're creating anything, writing, if you want to create music, if you want to monetize your skills or your talents, this is a whole new era to do it. And this is a whole new era to truly own your voice too, because your voice could be really unlocking in a whole new way. And when you allow yourself to speak from more of your truer self, you find so much more power, and you get to embody more of your higher self. And it's very exciting. Wisdom. So, joy of learning art, music. There's a lot of wisdom that you're naturally tuning into right now. And yeah, it could be because of a certain relationship, because there's swans right here. But you following your joy, you following your heart, you following your curiosity with where your heart is pulling you, maybe exploring different options. That is going to kind of teach you a lot more, and you're going to be able to gain a lot more access from your innate wisdom that you already have, that is already inside of you, than being too practical, being too logical, being too locked off in the mind. And that makes sense because Neptune is still pretty close to Saturn, which rules you right now, rules you. So yeah, there's this like higher intelligence that wants to come in. But yeah, there's a lot of like just maybe mental blocks, or old perceptions that are blocking you from truly seeing what you need to see. And because, yeah, there's a lot of options right now, but no clarity. And it is just because of the Eight of Swords, which is just the mental blockages, the programming, the beliefs that are just getting in the way. So instead of being too intellectual, actually, like it is very important for you more than well, you and Capricorn, because Neptune is on your ruler, to just be in the body and move from the body, move from passion, move from excitement, move from aliveness, and just move in that way and with embodying that highest version of yourself. So you start to release all the ways that maybe you were stuck in the mind, and you release trauma, you release old ways of thinking, you release the ways you just didn't see things clearly that need to be released. Like our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, which is in the body, is like a quantum computer. It's connected to everything and everyone, and it does all the processes of the body, and it's just like it has so much like going on, and way more than the conscious mind. The conscious mind, you're reading like one line at a time. Like it works like 40 bits per second, one line at a time. Your body is a quantum supercomputer with taking in all kinds of information, harmonic, sound, frequencies, like your intuition. And that is why we say get into the body to rewire the mind, and move from the passion, move from your heart, and see where it guides you. Because, yeah, you're being upgraded. I think Sirius is the whales. But yeah, higher emotional intelligence is coming in, and you're going to hear that yes when it's the right time, and you're going to hear that proceed and push, like go towards it, and it's going to be lighting you up in a whole new way. And this is a time where you can really trust, and build that faith with moving from your heart. Ask your heart yes or no questions. You'll get that strong answer. But this is how you're building your new world and how you'll be creating your new world. It's more so from that ancient wisdom. And you already have everything that you need inside of you. It's like you have the networking. See, it's funny because this card says like creation, expansion, networking, but she's just like in a tree, like by herself. How could you be networking or like expanding when you're just like in the tree? But it's because you're already connected to everything and everyone, like your body is, and you're also connected to your guides like very, very strongly. So yeah, your masculine energy is going through a rebirth right now, a reboot. And that is the way we take action towards things. And it's all about getting that in alignment with our feminine energy. So we're taking action that is from us really listening to what we truly want. The Star card came out reversed, so you might not be really listening to what you truly want. Going deep, really like listening to the call and the inspiration, and having confidence with your vision and not being afraid to put it out there. That you might be like ignited to put your projects out there and show up out in the world in a different way, but you're holding back because we do have a tendency to hold back when it's like our own personal creations. Even I do it sometimes still. And I'm like, it's sometimes, but especially with this Mercury retrograde, I was like, does that even make sense? And it did, but like, yeah, it's a whole new way of me of creating. So anyway, but it was that little just tiny thought that stopped me from putting it out. But anyway, so your masculine energy going through a rebirth. So you can really like be very empowered and fully in alignment with taking action from your vision, from your star card, from that ultimate vision of what success looks like to you. And you do have to prioritize your worth and your value. That is definitely key because 9 of Pentacles came out reversed too. And know that you stepping into this energy will like pull in the right masculine energy for you. Maybe an emperor was there, but he wasn't really an emperor. Maybe a masculine was there. He was showing up as the pretend emperor. He's not really an emperor though. So, you got to stay true to your vision. You got to hold that knowing in your heart of what love is truly meant for you and let that connection in. Okay. Anything else? Release the practical way, or don't take breadcrumbs. So yeah, if there's like, somebody in your life giving you breadcrumbs, yeah. And wherever there's just like that, there is an end of a conflict too happening. So let that conflict end. And then yeah, just get out of your mind, get into your heart, trust the ancient wisdom coming online, and know that it does again come online more when you follow your passion, excitement, aliveness. Yeah, that's how you get that stronger soul connection. Okay, Aquarius. And if you would like help, help stepping into that higher level of embodiment, you can check out my Fire Horse Challenge on the YouTube membership. That is a quick way to just get into a higher level of embodiment and in alignment with moving from your higher self. And if you would like more, there is my Mystic Wolf method, the quantum leap thing or course that I put out. But it is so much more than quantum leaping. This is getting you in tune with your life force energy and your higher self and your purpose. And yeah, it's getting you to step into this higher level of embodiment. So you start creating your dream life on autopilot pretty much, because we're working with the subconscious. Okay, well, thank you so much, Aquarius. Hi, Pisces. How's it going? Okay, so this can be an exciting new beginning with your finances. If you want to monetize your skills or your talents or start a new business or start a new job, this could be the time that you're doing it. But it all starts with you. Who do you want to be? Because, it seems like the blocks are releasing and you can step into this higher level of being and this embodiment and just being more naturally who you just are. At the end of the day, we're just supposed to be to receive all the abundance that is truly meant for us. So I think you've been able to release a lot of the karmic blocks or just blocks in general that were stopping you from being and getting paid to exist. So, but you having a big vision and you really knowing who you truly are and you being in full alignment with that. And the thing is, like, yeah, we do have that vision of, who we want to. We always have the deeper truths and the deeper knowings and the visions, but embodiment is all about like speaking it, talking it, being it, and actually like into embodying it. And then that's when the real magic happens. So this is you being it to the next level. So your abundance can come in and everything that you want can come in. Sacred purpose, you're getting in alignment with your sacred purpose. And you could be having a major awakening with that, like, and what that truly looks like. Maybe you had some sort of clue, but you're even getting a clearer vision now of what that looks like. Eternal flame, too. You could be just really passionate about something, really driven towards something. And the ancestral legacy came out. So it's like, your ancestral lineage, something that was always supposed to be a part of your sirens, your line, or your part of the abundance that is from your ancestors is yours. It's coming in. Whatever blocks that were blocking you off from either love, abundance, truly going after your purpose, The lineage has been cleared, so that abundance is yours now. And it's all about knowing that and embodying that and then going after that. And I think love is yours. Wow. Out of all the signs, counterparts didn't really come out, but it's the King and Queen of Cups. The only thing is they are facing different directions. So maybe it's like waiting for this to fully come in. Um, but a message of love maybe coming your way this month. And the lovers. How did I not see that? Okay. Wow. So this is exciting. So if there is anything that has been blocking you in love, that's ending. There's a whole cycle ending, or just something heavy that needed to end is ending. You know, failure, breakdown, relationship breakdown, wherever things were deadlocked, financially or relationally. This Ten of Swords is dying. It's being released from your field. So, you know, you're going to be attracting in more money and meaningful relationships. And the world is yours. See, it's with the Ten of Swords, it's like there's a new beginning, you know, because this needed to die because there's this whole sky of abundance like behind. So it is a whole new beginning. And it has to do with a soul star contract. I love that. So this is a higher level soul connection, and it's going to help you remember who you truly are. And maybe you have multiple options too, because I think once you're fully sitting in this energy, like this is magnetic, you know, the Nine of Cups, it's like very magnetic because you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, you're feeling abundant, you're feeling excited and comfortable and healthy. Then you're magnetizing in so much love. Some of you might be starting a happy family with the four, a happy family and a foundation. And maybe you're really getting clear on that vision. You know, Jupiter's in your fourth house. So really plant those seeds with the happy family that you want. But yeah, Lovers card came out, King and Queen of Cups. This is your suit too. So love is definitely coming in for Pisces. I wonder, let's see, if single Pisces, where do you find this love? Let's see. Where do you, I mean, you just follow your soul and your passion. Actually, yeah, it'll come in suddenly. It'll come in very suddenly and unexpectedly with the Tower card reversed. So yeah, you just going through this activation and embodying more of yourself. It's coming in. Message of love. I mean, I don't like, yeah, that's so exciting. So yeah, you will be the King and Queen of Cups. You will be lovers. And yeah, it is you will be able to start a foundation. So if you've been manifesting love, now's the time to just like hold that vision and know that it's truly coming in. And your soul family is coming in. And if it's not options that you have in love, then it's soulmate connections too with friends, and soul family coming in that will be very supportive. So I love that. Okay. Anything else? Let's see. Let me pull a mind card. Yeah, you're remembering who you truly are at a higher level. Yes, 444. Oh yeah. Okay, so much stability coming in. I don't know if you've been seeing 444s, but yeah, you getting in alignment with your sacred purpose, which is totally activating right now. And it's like your Merkaba is turning on to the next degree, and it's attracting in love, relationships, foundations, stability. So yeah, if things have been hard, know that, yeah, it seems like you got everything coming in right now. So that's very exciting. All right, Pisces, thank you so much. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. And if you would like help stepping into a higher level of embodiment, then check out my membership. It's that Fire Horse Challenge, and that is all about stepping into that higher level of embodiment and really listening to your higher self, you know, really moving so you can move in alignment with your higher self on a daily basis. And if you would like something more in depth, I did put out my Mystic Wolf method, which is all about knowing your purpose, knowing your mission, really getting into that deep, intense knowing of who you truly are and what your vision is and how powerful you actually are as a creator here. And you getting so deep into that knowing where that is always what you're going to be doing. You're always going to be going inward to create your life. And then you'll be seeing it outward and creating your life on autopilot because we majorly work with the subconscious. And we work with the intuition too. All right, Pisces, thank you so much. I'm so excited for this. I mean, that was the best love reading. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm just going to hold up the cards again because it is beautiful. King and Queen of Cups. I mean, I can't emphasize it. It's so rare when those come out together with the Lovers. So much water too. You're feeling good. All right.